Today we're taking a trip down history lane. We're going back to 1936, discussing one of the most huge legends in the music industry. If you're into rap music, rock and roll, or pop music, there would have been none of those without the artist and the song that we're discussing today. One man, his guitar, and an alleged deal with the devil. What's good, everybody? This is your girl Lilly. Thank you so much for joining me today. We're gonna be discussing the song Crossroads Blues by Robert Johnson. Robert Johnson is seen as the precursor to the myth that says that some celebrities sell their souls to the devil. Anyway, he's also one of the main reasons as to why I started listening to blues and rock music. His music 90 years later is still very popular. He was not a legend that was recognized. He was way ahead of his time. He died before his music ever became popular. Anywho, I'd like to also dedicate the song to my parents because they just visited me recently and we had a really deep talk about this musician and his alleged deal with the devil. We had a really great time together. Also, my dad is one of the main reasons as to why the blues and jazz music is one of my favorite genres of all time. Without further ado, let's get into the song entitled Crossroad Blues by Robert Johnson. Clarify right quick, y'all can tell it's not a live video, it's just pictures. Why? Because this was recorded in a random hotel room in 1936. Okay, there was no live video. It's a live recording of the original song though, so we're looking at raspiness, we're looking at real storytelling, we're listening to the real chords of that time, and as you can tell, it's very raw yet it's very beautiful and haunting. Says that he went to the crossroads with no amount of money. He thought about his message, got down on his knees about to beg. So we're talking about a man in desperation. Mind you, you know these times, right? So this was filmed in Mississippi. This was filmed in one of those places that are called the sundown towns, whereby if you're a black person found after dark, well, you could get lynched, you could get killed just because of the color of your skin. So we're talking about a guy that has only one passion, which is music. And it is said that before he actually came out with this song and sung this song, he was a very mediocre artist. So one day he allegedly just vanished, disappeared, okay, and then came back a few months later and produced the song, and it became really popular. It was basically classified colored music, mainly streamed on stations that only black people would listen to. During his time, he was mainly known by just people of his color, and then after he died, he got really popular. His music was widely known, especially among rock musicians. This song in particular has been sampled a lot, mainly by the Rolling Stones and Eric Clapton. Now let's get back to the piece. He's right now, as I was saying before, begging at the crossroads with no amount of money. Notice in the way he's tricking his guitar, like he's singing and then his guitar is answering to him. The sun is going down soon and nobody is noticing him, meaning that things are about to get really deep because of the lynchings that were happening at that time. You can feel the urgency in his voice, the fear in his voice, because he was a black man in the deep South. You can run, tell my friend Willie Brown, to let his friend know what's going on, warn his friend because he feels like he is going down, tell his friend Willie Brown not to come through the crossroads in the deep South. The way he's communicating, he's just telling his story. It's about a time that is actually not that long ago. That's it. Are you team this is literally about a deal that was made with the devil, or do you think that the artist just stepped back and perfected his craft and then came back and kind of won over people through his music? He was allegedly not the best singer before he started producing his later songs. Is maybe because he just went and studied, tried to perfect his craft. That could have been also another reason as to why he became really good later in his life before he died. Robert Johnson for this song used an acoustic guitar and mostly used the fingerstyle picking in order to hand pluck the bass lines of his guitar, and while doing that he was also using an African technique of storytelling, which is a scene when he basically enunciates his stories while singing and then uses his guitar strings to respond as a style of storytelling. In African culture, it's called the griot or the griot, when one enunciates in singing and then others respond. It's either other people respond in communion as a chorus, or you can use instruments to respond. It gives the illusion that you're not just performing by yourself but with other people. In this case scenario, obviously it's just Robert Johnson performing more precisely in a hotel room in Texas back in 1936, because this was basically made in one sitting. It was made in a hotel room. There was no retakes, there was no editing, there was no filming. It was basically what they had there and then, telling about the struggles of a time that is not too far gone from today. Let me know if it's your first time listening to this tune. Have you ever heard of this story of Robert Johnson and the Crossroad Blues before? I personally think, I mean, I'm African, okay? There's a lot of myths in these things, but again, out of everything that is called a myth, there's a little bit of truth to it. So I do believe that the artist had it in him to become this popular, to create such wonderful music, but there's still a little part of me that thinks that he might have made a deal with the devil. Why? Because he died so young. He died at 27 years old. That really sucks. But anyway, he's still the father, one of the top fathers of the blues and the jazz music, which I love. Y'all let me know what you thought about this piece. Did you learn anything new today? I would love it if you guys would give me other recommendations about musics that have such history. If you have not done so yet, please do not forget to go ahead, hit that like and subscribe button if you want to vibe with me on my next reaction video.